What are we thinking about this? I mean, it's a 23 Savage Spectre. It's the only thing we know for sure.
Squishy supports. Yummy supports in the back, and they have an Undying to protect, too.
Yeah.
You guys like it? Then.
10 seconds remaining.
It's squishy supports. It's
yeah. I mean, like, I can justify it. I don't know if I like it.
Okay.
Because I fear that IG can go fast push with this Shaman and then not really give Spectre time to farm or Spectre space to farm.
Well, as we saw in game number 1, 23 Savage normally gets his farm regardless.
But as we saw in game 2,
Fair.
23 Savage does not get his farm regardless.
Okay.
And I feel like Spectre is a similar-esque hero to the Alchemist, while Gyrocopter is completely different. He's very fast-paced, always active. Spectre and
That's
Alchemist,
true.
they kind of sit back and just hit creeps.
Well, this Spectre pick does give IG a bit of pause. They are ticking into their bonus time quite heavily, deciding how to deal with it.
I think you lean on vision heroes or pushing heroes.
Not break heroes.
No, because Nyx Assassin, I think most of us on the town are considering to be underrated right now.
I like Nyx.
I like Nyx.
But would you
Not
like
in
him
this
as a
game.
core? No.
No.
And I don't think Viper you can really just shoehorn into this.
Okay. They do Lifestealer. Good versus the, Lina, tiny kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Lina can be a bit annoying in the laning phase, but afterwards you kind of just eat her. And I think they're trying to just set a quick pace, like you were saying.
Yeah. So what do you build as a lifestealer this game? Armlet?
Yeah, this looks like just be your Armlet Death, so he's your Sieger, I feel like, in this game.
So no Midas Radiance business? Unless
No, but I could still see them doing it, because I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes just players just default to it a lot of the times. I think this game he will do the Armlet Death build, though.
It also depends how the lanes go, right? Because if it goes
Yeah.
if it goes bad, you kind of want to just settle in and go for your Midas.
Yeah.
Radiance
You'll see the Glove of Haste recipe in his quick buy, and
Yeah.
the first time he dies, it's like, all right, back to the armlets.
Yeah.
Which I don't really see him dying in the laning phase. Again, I really like the supporting staff of IG between the Lich and the Shaman.
God, I would love it. I actually, you said Viper, and I'm like, dude, Viper actually, Viper is. But I feel like
Viper
playing
IG?
Spectre versus Viper is like almost unplayable most of the time. If you
Really?
play it well, yeah. Like playing Spectre is so hard.
Is there still space for that? You would put JT on the Kunkka again. He nailed that previous game, so it's fine.
Just doesn't feel like an emo hero, the Viper.
Yeah, that's also true.
I guess he could
But
make
it's
it
a
be like
Viper.
something crazy, and he could maybe make it happen.
Blink Dagger Viper.
Blink Atos.
Blink Ato, ooh.
I mean, I can actually. Oh god, it sounds like an emo one.
Dire team ban.
They're gonna take out the
Yeah.
Ember still here. That's definitely
He did great
appropriate. Yeah, that's also another like infest bombs too. They could even play around.
Yeah, I didn't even think about infest bombs. I don't really think you could jam a storm into this draft. Don't really think Invoker would fit the idea too much, although Alacrity Invoker is making somewhat of a comeback.
Yeah, I mean they can still just put the Kunkka mid. And just pick
Yeah,
their,
that's true.
pick their offlaner.
Could do Night Stalker offlane.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, Night Stalker actually looks pretty nice.
'Cause I feel like he would abuse the Spectre like crazy. Freaking Crippling Fear.
You would put it on JT still.
Yeah, on JT.
Yeah.
And then run Emo Kunkka.
10 seconds remaining.
They're dipping down. They're very low on time.
5
Uh.
seconds remaining.
Got 10 seconds left.
Fnatic
I-
return
It
to
is
be
going
the
to be the
storm.
storm. Okay. So it is the infest bomb kind of style here.
Yeah.
And
But you
limited
mentioned earlier you
disables.
didn't like it.
No, because I want them to have something that can push.
Oh no, I like the infest bombs. I
Okay.
like the
Yeah,
infest.
I like the idea of the infest bomb, but I don't really see it fitting in necessarily with the other three heroes.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess Kunkka and Storm can kind of play together, but
10
I don't know. I
seconds
feel like
remaining.
Lifestealer is gonna. So now what does Lifestealer build? Still Armlet Dessa?
5
Yeah, I think he's still
seconds
he can still. Well, they have Shadow Shaman, so maybe he doesn't have to,
Yeah.
because they do have Tower Push already built into it. So I guess he can pick and choose in this game how he feels like it's going. I think like what Shiver said, your game's going really well. You could just go for that barrel down build and just end the game quickly, or if you're having a little bit of rough one, you go for your Radiance. I would like him go for the. I would like the Armlet Dust on this
Yeah.
game personally. I think it eats Spectre as well.
Mhm.
Like this is a matchup that people don't do all the time anymore. But Lifestealer versus Spectre, Lifestealer just owns Spectre for the beginning of the game.
Well, let's see Fnatic's answer. They're
Is
running out of time too.
Huskar any good against?
This time they're doing the Timber again.
Back to the Timber Saw. Is this a better Timber game than previous game?
Yeah, I mean there's no AA.
Yes,
That's true.
that
There's a
helps.
Decent amount of lockdown for him and stuff too, though.
Yeah.
And a fair amount of magic damage too. I do hope he does not go Orb of Venom though.
Not if he's in like such a tough lane. Definitely not. I mean, he's not in the as hard as a lane this time. He's not versus CKAA that are going to pose as much of a threat of kills. But
I mean, I just want him to live because the longer he lives, the more they have to worry about him and not 23 Savage. He just needs to make an ocean of space for his Spectre.
yeah, I guess that's the idea of it, right? The tiny. I mean, they haven't selected yet, but I'm
So
Oh,
thinking
which one's
it's a
mid?
tiny. Yeah,
I'm
which one's
thinking
mid?
tiny.
when Ice Ice
Oh
Ice
no,
dies,
mid Lena.
they will be Lena mid. So when Ice 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 dies, it's okay as
When,
long
not
as
if.
Spectre is farming.
I
I said when. He
when,
is going to die.
But it needs to be a very low number though. So
Okay.
I need to quantify it on 2 levels. It's gonna be when, not if, because he is gonna die.
Yes.
How many times he dies will determine if it's okay for Spectre.
How
or
many times?
Oh,
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna say if he dies more than 3 times before 10 minutes, that's bad news for Spectre.
Okay.
You guys know how many times if he dies is it bad?
Yeah.
I mean, I think his job is kind of to die a little bit in this game though, to give the space. But
Yeah, but how many times is it allowed?
I mean, I think 3 is a good number. I think I'll push it as a 4.
Okay.
Alright.
4 does. I think
It's out
5
of
is
control now.
5 early. No, I think
Alright.
DJ can take a lot of the space at least if he does end up dying, and I think that's what they're trying to go for here with that Timber Saw, with the Lina space creation for Spectre.
But even game. You guys are talking about the draft as if it's fairly even.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I lean
Yes.
on IG a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with the Infest bombs, we're going to see how that's going to play out. We're going to see how many times Ice Ice can successfully create space for a Spectre and how the game's going to go. Elimination on the line. Is it Fnatic? Is it IG? Which one is top 8? Which one's bottom 8? Over to LD and Gods.
That's right, Cheever. Game 3 is upon us, and Fnatic turned to a hero that they've not played in 7 months
Wow.
with the Spectre pick.
That's brave. Elimination, and they're going to pick a Spectre.
How good of a Spectre game is it for you,
It's
Gods?
not like the perfect Spectre game. It is one of those heroes sometimes you just kind of want to shove it in because it does secure your late game. You're in this game 3 elimination, and often what ends up happening in those scenarios is games slow down, people playing more conservatively, and you revert back to these late game hard carries. But IG have drafted accordingly. They pick up this Lifesteal Storm, and Lifesteal, yeah, does kind of bully the Spectre in the early to mid game, so it could be a tough one for 23 Savage.
The lunch mind games are coming out already. I guess it's like just afternoon. Don't think the teams have eaten yet. So whoever wins this, well, I guess either way they get to eat, right? They don't kick them out of the event, so they're feeling it. They're thinking with their stomachs, but they need to be thinking with their best and brightest Dota minds. The last time we saw IG play Storm was that like 90-minute game with Emo on the Storm where he was owning. Then Kunkka had like, a couple of huge fights, hit like 2-3 hero torrents, turned the game around. Then I just got to that ultra late game Storm where you could just never push in a lane,
Yeah,
nowhere
it's-
safe.
Good old level 25 Storm.
Seems pretty good with the 500 distance auto remnants.
Yeah. One of the better level 25s in the game.
I welcome a 90-minute game, I'm just saying. You know, it might not be great for the schedule, but it'll be great for the viewers. Just take a quick little nap, you wake up, and crazy Dota's upon you.
You know, here the people in America like go to sleep, can wake up, and Dota's still on. It's always fun and nice. So-
Indeed.
What do we got? So trialing with the Spectre, and I think this is a call they should have made last game with the Alchemist, is just make sure you secure your hard carries farm. You have an Alch, you have a Spectre. These are heroes that need free farm. Ice, no Orb of Venom. Not that I don't think he started with it last game, but he's going very defensive with his items and with his play.
Jab's trading here with Fly, but that's not particularly
back?
fun with the Feast, but Ali would be the sweeter kill.
Yeah, he's the viable kill at least. I don't think there's much way to kill a Lifestealer here.
Our mid lane, a Storm versus Lina. Lina known as like the queen of mid generally, but Emo, he's pulled out some surprising lane wins.
Yep.
Will this be a matchup where he just outskills his opponent? I guess we'll see. And that leaves Ice 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 down bottom up against a dual lane with some kill potential generally. A lot of nukes, a lot of lockdown, but the first blood will be coming top as Ali gets picked off.
Yeah. Just try lane of Fanatics. That's what you want to do, is not let this Lich get up in your face and cause problems for you. So getting a first blood early on, 23 Savage, 6 of the 8 last hits for the first 2 waves. You're happy with that. Definitely a good start. And Ice 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 is, he's getting his XP. He's gotten no creeps whatsoever, but you're okay with this if Spectre is farming. And I like that Ice 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 is just willing to play this defensive style.
Looks more like that game 1 with the Beastmaster in terms of like the start, where he got a lot of levels, even though, he died that game, but as long as he gets that experience and isn't chain feeding, he'll be happy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's losing the regen battle. He's now being shackled up. The torrent to follow, and Ice Ice Ice.
In danger.
Yeah, he's just dead.
And he's dead.
So he had his salve cancelled like almost right away. Meanwhile, Kaka like trades to get to low and gets his full salve regen. So he just kind of traded poorly there. Didn't get his regen out.
Lucky boy. Gets the regen rune. He's been getting bullied in this lane, as you would expect for Selena, but gets a couple of free CS. That secures the bottle, and he will make sure that he gets the full regen as he TPs back to the tower, wasting some Moon's time. Won't miss any CS, it looks like.
Moon even willing to throw a Dragon Slave just to make sure he comes back and gets these last hits.
That's the lane saver right there.
That regen, yeah.
Otherwise, he doesn't have his bottle, and Lena can like threaten for a kill when he's trying to farm it.
Yeah, he's been struggling in this lane because of the fact he's rushing bottle, but ultimately he feels this extra regen and ability, just last hit using his overload procs, is going to give him a better time rather than trying to get any null talismans or anything like that. He didn't even upgrade.
So they've
his starting
rotated,
items.
by the way. They sent DJ down bottom, and Fly is getting more aggressive here up top. Keeps on smacking jabs, but they are trying to set up for a kill. JT. 18 and 5.
Yeah, they're feeling like they secured their top lane enough now that they want to go secure Ice Ice Ice's lane a bit because he's
Got
having
the
a rough
avalanche,
one.
the toss combination on the Kunkka. Didn't toss him up, though. Only a creep, and that gives JT a chance to run to the south. Has the stick, has the salve, and has the time to get away. So couldn't quite lock him down.
So again, IG just kind of coming out a little bit on top with their regen usage there. That gank doesn't really amount to much when he's got a salve, which he just immediately pops, and he cuts away behind the tower. And then mid lane Kaka coming back. TP's in mid. Actually didn't refill Emo's bottle. So they misplayed a bit there. Jab's getting, he's just going for the tower to suicide, and Ollie there to get the experience as well as the kill. But yeah, big problem for Emo. He was expecting to have a bottle refill with the TP in from Shadow Shaman, but not sure how they messed that one up.
In these no bottle crow days, you need that little help when you're in a disadvantaged matchup. And
yes,
if they're contesting the runes too, they're not going to let him have a free game. The Arcane rune spawns bottom, and DJ snags it. He actually makes a move on mid.
I'm sure Moon just told his teammates, like, just get runes. I don't care if I don't get the runes from my bottle, just don't let Storm get them.
So maybe falls to JT here, as he is having a good time bottom.
Yeah.
Dragging creeps way far away, but a hero that can set up ganks in the mid game.
Yeah, Ice 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 kind of has a free lane now, which is the good news for him. Unfortunately, he's like, hey, this is free lane here, and Spectre's like, sure,
Kaka.
I'll take this.
Oh boy, little game of cat and mouse here, and that is one rocky cat.
Another Dragon Slave, not needed.
Kill secured.
Yeah. Right as Ice 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 had a double creep wave coming bottom, 23 Savage is like, I'm TPing down here, I'll take this.
I'll take those creeps.
Yeah. Poor Darryl.
You're just going to die anyway, give him to the hero that counts.
Yeah.
But Spectre at 29 CS, so Spectre off to a nice start.
Yes, and it's getting to that point where she can no longer lane against Lifestealer very well, so giving her what is currently an empty lane. Kunkka was playing behind the tower, isn't level 6 yet, so the kill threat isn't really there, but perhaps on mid lane there is kill threat. JT.
He's made his move in. He's only got the level 1X.
Emo's only level 5. I don't think, well, he's maybe killable if
even shows himself, and just going to back away.
Yes.
So he takes over the lane. Emo to the jungle. No, never
back
mind.
bottom, yeah.
Okay.
They'll show what they're doing. They want
to keep the pressure on the Spectre, I guess.
There you go. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of musical lanes going on.
They've got shackles, but it's they're really committing for this.
Helps coming down bottom for 23 Savage, though, and he's salving up. Doesn't have mana for a dagger.
All kinds of lane swap-aroos. DJ looking at the last laugh as they chase on to... Well, first it looked like going for JT, but actually chucks back Kaka into the stun of Moon. 23 Savage can get to work. He skilled up the dispersion though, so it doesn't have the most damage, but the support secure the kill.
Yep.
Didn't want to try and give it to the Spectre.
Emo luckily gets the 6-minute rune, spawns top because Jabs was ready for it bottom. But pretty even early game here. Lifestealer free farming away in the top lane. Spectre getting, you know, close to good free farm. And Lina Moon been crushing this mid lane so far, but Storm, one of those heroes that can always fall back to the jungle and do A-okay.
They've got an X bottom. They've got a Torrent as well with the boat coming in. They want this Spectre, and it looks like they should be getting him with the shackles. Big pick-off. DJ a bit too late. He can return fire, and will do so. At least getting a support trade, but definitely a win for IG.
Yeah, DJ at least here for the cleanup kill and to get some experience in farming the tower. He's very under-leveled on his tiny, but
Spectre is Haunt now with treads. Wonder if there's any sort of kill opportunity.
yeah, 3 points in dagger. Definitely something where you're happy to use that haunt to find a pick before going back to farming.
Maybe at this bottom rune fight they could try for it. DJ's coming in.
Has a soul ring.
He daggers. Yeah, he's just going to try and lend some support. But it won't be enough as Jabs goes down, and here comes a hasted Storm. Thinks about diving. Ice, 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 though. He's having a good time, Guts. He's only got the one death.
Yes.
You know, Giannis said 4. 4 is a problem. 4 is the red line, and it's only 1. He's got plenty of room.
Yeah, this is still like, if this is the bar for a good time, he's bottom 4 net worth still as a Timbersaw, which is not the best news, but yeah, he's not chain feeding, he's getting experience, so he has a game.
They're ganking his lane, too.
Yeah.
Fly is killable. He's already used Infest just to try and sustain in this lane.
Has the rage though, and unfortunately Avalanche you can't always rage out of.
But if they can just like time it with the chakra, maybe there's enough burst before he pops it. We'll see.
Doesn't look like they're going to go for it. DJ
Yeah,
rotating
thought
back
about
towards
it.
the mid lane.
Spectre just off in the jungle, but no free space for 23 Savage. Another X boat combination. The burst damage is strong, and the Spectre is dead.
Yeah.
And now they are going on top. It looks like 3 heroes committed. They want this Lifestealer. The Lina stun through the trees with the Laguna Blade. That's how you slay a Lifestealer.
Nicely done. Lina in position for the LSA. Picks up some arcane boots and... yeah.
So Spectre dying, you're getting other kills. Is that enough?
It's overall, I mean, Spectre for life still a pretty even trade. I think overall IG feels a little bit better because Spectre is being completely bullied for the last couple of minutes and is playing in the jungle. But the two teams are kind of mirroring each other, both kind of pressuring tier 1 towers, both getting kills on carries, both having their supports, Leech XP in the mid lane. But IG just getting a bit more out of the jungle, particularly with the Storm able to farm very quickly. A lot of stacks he's been farming, and Emo already level 8.5. Despite that slow start, he's pretty much caught back up to the Lina.
So Fly had an armlet queued up, I believe, but now he switched it over to a Midas.
Okay.
So he may be feeling like they need to take this a bit later.
Yeah, I personally like the Midas build, not necessarily Midas Radiance, but you can go Armlet Deso after the Midas and just secure your late game a bit better.
Setup coming bottom as JT moving in on Ice 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 has some support in tow. They're bringing in Emo. Boat coming through. They'll drag the Timber back into a hell of a lot of nukes, and they should eventually kill him, but they had to commit a lot. Meanwhile, Fnatic are hunting Kaka, but he's made it back to the safe confines of his tier 1 tower. As I say that, goes back in the jungle, sees a Spectre.
Fly.
That guy can't be alone.
Moon went for an blind LSA, but didn't hit Fly top. And Bounty Rune spawning will be 2 apiece.
He's rushing this Yules here so he can be the playmaker.
Yep.
Because they don't really have that, right, from their other cores. You know, Timber's a farmer, Spectre's a farmer. You're tiny. DJ, almost a core, I guess, with how much farm he generally gets, but still a ways off from his blink.
Yeah, Yules, Aether Lens, makes a lot of sense this game. Probably see an Aghanim Scepter build because you're playing against the Lifestealer with his magic immunity, so... Fnatic, though, on the move bottom. They've got 2 supports smoked up.
They got that one last TP off from Moon.
Yeah. Emo got the tower, though, and he's healing up, so he may look to stick around.
Oh, JT. Looks like he may be hunting the Spectre. But he was scouted by a ward. As the fight breaks out, DJ low and Storm moving in with the Frost Shield. He's a bit of a problem. They're going to haunt in. They want to get this kill. Storm. Oh, those points in Dispersion plus the Laguna Blade just enough to get the kill. Lich able to TP out just in time as the chain was coming out. And Kaka has ward, so he's rotated on mid. He may drop them on the tower
Yeah, he's
here. He
going
will.
for it. They're
Force
gonna
out the
glyph it?
They've got a catapult. They've got a Kunkka in reserve. Got to be careful if you're one hero coming to this tower.
Yeah, Lena's coming, but is kind of on the wrong side of these wards, so it looks like he just wants to clear him out, but
They found the X.
Yeah.
The bow coming through. Moon tries to stun Kaka away, but he's going to get nuked. Jabs coming
repeal.
in, also dropping low to these cleaves. Can they kill off Moon? So low. And with the help of the soul release, one more hit
the
should
stun.
do it. He doesn't quite have the damage. He's going to turn back for jabs, and then he's going to beat... No, he gets her with the cleave! I think...
that's the Spirit
Oh,
Vessel
the Spirit
charge,
Vessel.
yeah.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, JT got the Spirit Vessel
bottom
charge
lane,
and then just
bottom lane.
ditched.
23 Savage being chased here. They're trying to slow him down. They have a Frost Blast. I don't know if they can close the distance, though.
JT's still getting kills mid.
They're still chasing for more of them. Meanwhile, Kunkka,
Or getting killed mid. He went for for jab.
they're still chasing 23 Savage. Meanwhile, they've dove him to the shrine. I think they know most of these TPs were committed. A huge ball lightning in. Emo with a massive commitment. The Spectre's life is
Wow.
cursed. A third death with a shrine pop. Man.
A lot of craziness happening all over. Looks like it was a 2-for-1 exchange, 1,000 gold going Fnatic's way all in all, but they're probably a little bit concerned about their Spectre's game right now, and the top 3 cores in terms of net worth are on this IG Dire side. JT's Kunkka, second game in the row, leading the farm for his team. He's an absolute beast on this hero. 6-1-1. The fast Spirit Vessel, such a pesky item to play against.
They're going to smoke. They want to keep the pressure up.
Yep.
Ice, ice, ice. Could be the target. As they complete
Jabs
the
may tank
Kaya
it.
on the storm.
Oh, good guy jabs.
He's going to tank it, but
They
he
might
is
get
going to
both.
die for it. And they are
Yeah.
still chasing Ice, Ice, Ice here on the bottom lane. Has the TP scroll, but JT's close enough now. Has the level 4 X, so there's no escape for this Timbersaw. They'll reel him back in. They don't have a follow-up stun, but they have the slows, and he's pretty much out of mana. Pulling him in with the Sinister Gaze. The boat, a miss, but the Storm on the chase. And eventually, it looks like they should get the kill, X him back, and finish him off.
Yep.
That's the Midas for the Lifestealer, as well as Ali's Shadow Amulet.
I think if you're Fly, your job is just to secure the late game here. You've got plenty of early to mid game control with how well Kunkka's doing. The Shadow Shaman's getting good levels and having a good impact on this game. So just getting this Midas late game items up. Similar to last game where he was playing CK. He doesn't need to have an impact. He just needs to make sure they have a late game carry if IG are unable to end the game.
Ali walks right into the lane. He was painting up the hill. But Moon might get punished. A big ball lightning forward. Emo with the pullback. They have the tiny blink debut, but do they have to kill? Emo keeps on dodging. He's getting a lot of remnant damage out. Overload damage. They gotta kill him off. 23 Savage. He's gonna die. They do finally get the kill on the Storm, but none of the experience on the right heroes. Spectre dead again. They have to
Moon
buy
buys
back on
back,
Moon.
yeah.
They get a dominating streak, but this Spectre, man. This is not a flash farmer. You cannot be dying this much.
Watching Emo play, he just plays with so much confidence. It's like the second he sees an enemy hero that's about to stun him, normally like your reaction for a lot of players is just to try ball away. He balls forward. Like he was dodging tiny stuns earlier. He just flies halfway across the map to jump Alina, who's used her entire toolkit. Just plays so well when he's on the front foot.
Ice. This is bad if he drops here with the bow coming through. Combine it with the Chain Frost. The soul release is another kill.
It's, you know, it's to me, it's not so much about how much Ice is dying. It's always about like what he's achieving.
Oh, they're setting up on Fly. They go for the blink initiation. He's going to rage. He tries to run, and he'll be fine.
Like these Ice deaths are not really creating space or really helping his team all that much.
Right, if
They're not
Spectre was
smart
free
deaths,
farming,
yeah.
you know, you're taking towers, then you're probably okay with it.
Yeah.
But it's a death with no trade.
The one tweak I like that we're seeing from Fnatic, 23 Savage's Spectre, no longer rushing Radiance. He's switched it up to like some kind of Yasha Diffusal. I think Manta Diffusal is going to be a better build this game anyways. With the stun setups, if you can stun the Storm, have Spectre on top of him with a Haunt, you can burn through some of that mana pool and do a lot of damage quickly. So this feels like a build he should have been going for from the get-go.
We'll drop the wards bottom, trying to restrict this Fnatic map, who want to fight. They've got Ice in the trees. They've got 4 heroes coming in. Moon with the Yules is ready, and Ali lurks, hiding in the trees. The tower will drop, not denied. And the setup amounts to nothing, as there was a dire ob seeing some of these rotations.
Nice Ice is trying to like bait here. He's every single serve mod being denied. Okay, not everyone, but a lot of them. Always pesky. The good Shaman players love to just mess with you.
Pump faking even with that last ward. Just desperately wants that gold. Pretty big discrepancy here. 6,000 at 16 minutes.
They just don't have good Storm answers this game outside of the Lina, who is Storm's. It kind of this matchup that goes both ways. Lina can win the lane, but come mid to late game, Storm is a great hero to jump on top of Lina and cause her problems as well. So it's the one catch they have for Storm, but at the same time, Storm with a Lifestealer Infested is going to absolutely melt this Moon Lina. And Lifestealer has gone for the armlet after the Midas. Deso queued up, so the build the panel talked about.
Spectre is a very strong late game hero, of course, but I feel like they have almost the optimal duo to deal with him, with the magic immunity of the Lifestealer, you know, negating most of the Spectre's damage, and his the ability to just get on top of him. There's no big save. They've got a Soul Rip.
Yeah.
But come late game, that's not going to be very impactful, I would say. So I'm not sure how confident Fnatic feel just trying to... It's not like, oh, let's take it late. We definitely win. You know, we've seen that 90-minute Storm just taking over games.
And taking it late when you're under-farmed is always a different story. If they were kind of on even footing here and just slowing the game down, they'd be like, yeah, sure. They're farming well, but Spectre is playing ultra catch-up, so at some point they're going to have to make some moves with this tiny Blink Dagger and the Lina Yule Scepter to get themselves back into this game. And that's what they're looking to do now. They smoke up.
They've got a ward here up towards the top side of the map.
Lich,
Moon
though.
out in front. Ollie, great positioning. They'll take the kill, I think, with the Glimmer Cape. Do they have detection?
Yeah,
They do.
Classic 5 position, scatter smoke, and save a more important teammate. Not what Fnatic wanted.
Kaka is hunting.
Is he
He's got a blink now.
gonna go for a solo kill play?
Spectre's a oh, he sees a TP.
Double TP.
Hey, Moon. How you doing, buddy? Quick ambush, quick kill. They might pay, though. They'll lose Kaka. They forced out 3 TPs and a haunt. And it's a 1-for-1. And meanwhile, top lane, Ice has been caught. Looking for this Timbersaw, but he's pretty far away. Can they catch him, X? Oh, you betcha. Where are you going, buddy? Come right back. No Yule Scepter. No easy way out. Now the Lifestealer starts to latch onto him. But they don't have the follow-up lockdown. They're trying to get Ollie in position.
Oh,
the
great
long-range turret. Now the X. The chase continues, and the TP's all used already, so they can't bring anyone to help Ice. We'll be dropping here. JT and Fly securing that kill. That Deso is coming soon. And that will be death number 5 for Ice. It's a tough Timber game now.
Their second game in a row picking this hero. It's their last pick of the draft as well, and it is not looking like this was the pick they should have gone for. Fnatic on the cusp of elimination, and they're going to have to dig deep if they want to turn this one around. And Spectre's the guy they're going to be looking at to try and make that happen with his farm, but just a Yasha, Tread, Soul Ring. Not a whole lot to his name.
I'm not really sold it's one of those Spectre games with the hero matchups.
Yeah, you're right, LD. It really isn't a game where Spectre's just going to be able to solo carry if this game drags. You need more than that. DJ?
Oh, you
Finds
get a
Ollie.
little more
Okay.
there. I'll take the Ollie kill. They want these bounty runes.
Yep.
Looks like a 2-for-2. Oh, Blink. Hex initiation. They're going to go in on this. They don't have the wards for 15 seconds, and they're going to lose Kaka as well as the Lich.
Yeah, Storm didn't have a TP, it looks like, so we're playing without numbers up here. Essentially a 3v5 with Lich already dead.
Fly playing it safe, going to rage TP. They do complete the Bloodstone, so... You know, Emo, he's a very boom or bust player. So far, he's been booming. And he's going to try to keep it going. Like, how do they deal with this Storm? Is there an item you see that could, like, lock him down reliably? Or
It's really just the Lina. He's got a BKB queued up, but until he has that, you can always use that Yule's LSA to initiate on him. But at the same time, Storm is going to be looking to jump Moon and prevent that from happening.
He's the one on offense, hopefully. For
Yeah.
everybody.
He's typically going to let his teammates run in, scout out heroes, and then he decides when he enters a fight. And once he's a BKB, then he can just play ultra aggressive.
Slow progress here for 23 Savage. Does get his ultimate orb. Looking to complete this Manta soon. But they're jumping. They're looking. He's got a haste up on Emo, and he's going to commit onto the enemy fountain. As it gets popped, wards get dropped. They are fighting directly in the center of the Fnatic Heartlands. Can they get the kills? 23 Savage, Chain Frost bouncing. They slice him up. He's got no buyback. He never got to use the Haunt. They've lost 2. Big cores and likely more. Ice, Ice, Ice. Chaining to the low ground, trying to retreat out successfully. But Storm keeps on balling, and Storm is going to find him. Reels him in mid-chain. Emo with the big catch. That's a double kill. Racks up the Bloodstone charges.
Yeah, I think where you're seeing why you don't put JT on Magnus. This guy is a hell of a playmaker when he's got a hero that can do stuff. Well,
So he
another look
did
here.
use the Bloodstone there at some point. Didn't even see that, actually. There's so much going on. Yeah, so he initiates. They throw everything on him. Just kind of fights on the sidelines here.
Yeah, I think they threw so much damage on Emo that he's just able to heal a lot of it back up with the Bloodstone. And ultimately, the Lina is just so squishy in these fights. It's one of those very hit-or-miss heroes. When you're playing on the back foot as a Lina, it does not look good.
Well, now in Aegis. Storm, arguably the best Aegis carrier.
Yeah.
Definitely top 2 or 3.
The best, I think, is fair to probably say.
It's IG just love pushing their advantage, you know. Like this team plays confident to a fault, and so to be behind against this combo is really scary. And speaking of aggression, Emo's on it again. Finds jabs here in the woods.
Wants some more charges.
A little more for the Storm. Now up to 18. 23 Savage does once again survive thanks to jabs, but you know, now giving up these kills is a little more costly with that Bloodstone.
Yep.
It feels kind of rough for Fnatic here, guys. How do they get back into it?
Yeah, sitting here
You're
thinking
the
about that a
analyst,
little
right?
bit.
It's like
Yeah, they need to be able to basically burst down a key target to start the fight. DJ's got a Blink Dagger. Lena's got some good burst damage, and will have a BKB to protect herself, so somebody like Tiny or Storm, or I mean, like any of the cores just needs to get insta-killed and picked off by that Blink Toss initiation. The chain stun.
What's tough is you've got one BKB on JT, Rage
Yep.
on Fly, and you're about to get another.
That's
So to
where
play
you have
devil's
to outplay
advocate,
them.
it's like you're only bursting if they screw up.
Yeah, I mean, when you're defending high ground, you can always catch them like with that insta Blink Toss stun, so you can get them before they pop BKBs. But yeah, it very much does rely on some amount of overconfidence from IG, and it's the kind of play IG are more than ready for. This Tiny's had Blink for plenty of time, and the damage just kind of isn't there.
Here comes the jump. Big commitment with Fly in tow. They go straight on the Lady Lina. They shred her. Now they turn back. Haunt committed. Buyback committed. Aegis down.
Committed.
Can they fight in round 2? JT's going to pop his BKB. He stands his ground. Storm is out of there. Now the whole team retreating, but Fly in danger here. Storm on the high ground. Fencing her out the Spectre. He'd love to see him overcommit and then go back in. Remnants away. Bounty rune spawning. He's going to grab at least 2. And meanwhile, JT down on the low ground, cornered, corralled, and finished off, so they lose in the end. A lot of important heroes there.
Cost them a Lina buyback, and that's the only reason that fight really goes okay for them in the end. Spectre also starting to come online, so when they overcommit and dive tier 3s there, and Spectre's able to just counter-initiate with Haunt Manta illusions, the fight does go a lot better for Fnatic, but unfortunately for them, they could only kill the 3-position Kunkka. The Lifestealer or Storm would have been maybe a bigger kill for them to get. But
they'll definitely
still
take
in
it.
it. Yeah,
They also
yeah,
they
yeah.
hold high ground. They don't lose a tier 3. So you're not giving up your shrines and further map control yet. But there are still wards available. Maybe IG just go down mid. They're going to
Yep.
see Japs here. He's dewarding, and it is just not the right time to be doing that, unfortunately. 20 Bloodstone charges for Emo, and a regenerate top.
This is bad news. Ice was spotted not too long ago. Storm may go hunting or trying to guess where he is, but there's the TP out, so Storm guesses wrong and will not find Ice. But this next 5-6 minutes of the game is going to be very scary for Fnatic. If Moon gets caught, it's probably a lane of racks depending how and where it happens.
Spectre has a BKB queued up. I think that really tells the tale. You know, like this IG initiation is so fearsome.
If he can get a defusal before the next team fight, that'll make a big difference in Fnatic's damage output. Suddenly you have to consider Spectre a much bigger threat. You can't just tunnel vision Lina when Spectre's going to be shredding the back lines. Shadow Shaman especially is going to have a rough time in these fights against this Spectre.
Just needs to make sure he gets the wards down. Probably half his commitment in the team fight.
Yeah, he's going to just drop him top, take a tier 2 tower, it looks like. He's kind of gone for this, standard Aether Lens Blink build, but I feel like this is one of those games playing against Spectre you may have even wanted to consider something like that Glimmer Cape.
Well, Lich has one at least.
Yeah. I think Lich is going to probably have some memos like, dude, I might need some saving. Don't use that on yourself, please.
Yeah, he's going for a BKB, so we'll see that DJ style initiation eventually. But not if you die like this. As DJ, speaking of, catches him out, is going to get clipped by a Torrent, though, a big ball lightning forward. Emo gets thrown up in the air instantly. Now the Haunt comes. They want to take this fight, but the BKBs are popped, the Rage is available, and it's going to be tough for Fnatic to burst anyone down. He goes for the backlines into a Chain Frost. 23 Savage, he's just not that strong yet. They're going to kill him off. Out for a minute, no buyback. DJ bought back for this. They need to get some key kills here. Fly, though, has a fresh Rage and has a heart, and he's going to just TP away. No,
he didn't time it right.
No, they caught him. Can they kill him? They chuck him up, smack him down. He's dead for over a minute. JT also in danger with no BKB. IG losing their footing and their poise here, give up 4 kills when it felt like it could have been 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Moon, his BKB perhaps catching him a little by surprise, but what a fight coming out of Fnatic. We'll
Let's take another look at it.
Yeah.
So smoke here. They get the big jump right away on Shaman. No disable. Oh, he did get off the Hex, actually.
Storm commits so much mana to try and make that, to try and get that initial kill that he couldn't really sustain himself in this fight because of his entire mana pool being gone.
Spectre is just a little weak right now. That's the, he's not there yet.
I guess does her job to a certain extent in that she just tanks a lot of damage. The reason Moon can do so well in this fight and Ice getting ignored is because of that. But it would have been just a Spectre for 2 supports if he TP'd half a second earlier.
Yeah, Lifestealer, if he gets away, then JT's not coming back with a torrent.
Yeah.
He's also gone, so all they're getting is the supports.
We'd be seeing a very different story there, but in the end, it is Fnatic happy with the outcome of that one. Still down 15,000 gold. And Moon actually died while that was going on. Emo found a pick off, so...
ended a dominating streak. Another 600 gold for him. Already saw the BKB, up to 23 Bloodstone charges. This guy just has a way of taking games over. 25 is not far off, guys.
Are scanning.
Not that Fnatic are trying to push into the base anytime real soon.
Yeah. Perhaps, one of those games where you're ahead and the Remnants don't have the same crazy impact, but it's still very good.
Bounty runes all being snagged up. Looks like they get all 4. So IG could just slow it down. Look to push their advantage. It's normally pretty scary against the Spectre, but they know they're very far ahead against him. And now the Infest Bombs, we haven't seen many of these.
No, just
Been farming.
They did the one on the high ground, but that was a time when they lost the fight, so perhaps IG's rethinking things a little. But they smoke up. They feel like it is their time to go.
So Lifestealer with the completed heart, and now the initiation comes through onto the Timbersaw of Ice in the middle lane. Team's not really there. He's too far out.
Yeah. You see those serpent wards, and I think if you're Fnatic, you just say, yeah, we're leaving him.
They did not need them, but they thought there were more heroes. And now a deeper dive by Emo. Big commitment, looking for jabs, but the Glimmer Cape will catch him. It's at the same time, so does the boat, so does the X, and so does the Torrent. They need that Kunkka cleave. A little more damage. They do get the Storm with the kill, and he gets out safely. 25 Bloodstone charges. Spectre off split pushing. Has Haunt. Boy, you'd really love those wards right now.
Yeah.
Then they'd be taking racks, but instead, maybe just a tower.
The Lifestealer with the Deso and Heart of Trask as well on the high ground. Still a decent pusher, but...
Bottom lane, Kaka is hunting
Whoa.
23 Savage. Can he catch him out? The Storm will be here in just a second. If he does, can't quite find him.
Yeah, if he finds him, Storm just flies across the map and does like 1,500 damage with his ball lightning on top of the shackles. So it's a great way to hunt heroes when Storm is effectively a global hero. And now a 21k gold lead. Fnatic, they may have kept their racks alive all this time, but things just getting worse and worse for them, and it's Roshan time for IG. Emo going to be very happy to get his hands on an Aegis.
The other nice level 25 they'll get is Flies with the extra 2 seconds of rage.
Fnatic have smoked up. They scan Kaka as well.
Kaka caught out, and the instant TP. Storm wants to counter this. Look for the ball lightning, gets the pull, and a dead Tiny is the trade. They're just going to instantly back off.
26 Bloodstone charges. He goes balling. Whoa.
What's a little more?
He's got a pull.
He's got the pull.
Oh, he
and
didn't
Moon is
BKB TP.
all
Yeah.
kinds of dead just
Oh,
to
he-
the right clicks of the Storm. Even
Yeah.
tries to run away, but no such luck.
Unfortunate. It's the kind of play you got to make, just not go for a BKB TP there. He's hoping he just jukes him in the fog, but Emo just sniffs him out. And Moon forced to buy back. At least he feels he's pressured to do so to defend high ground or maybe even contest Roshan, but I don't see them easily contesting this Rosh.
God, when Spectre has to buy a BKB and it's this late, like, man, you're just not having a good game.
Yeah.
Storm almost 9k gold ahead with a completed Bloodthorn coming pretty much right now.
He's hit that level 25, so life very difficult.
And now there's like, you get to this Abyssal and Lifestealer, they could just go on the Spectre and kill him during Rage and BKB. And there's no save. There's no disruption. There's no, Shallow Grave. There's nothing to keep that Spectre alive through the combo.
They're just going to give the Aegis to Lifestealer, cheese onto Emo's Storm.
We have seen a few IG games where they get a little overeager. Maybe some fountain diving. Could be Fnatic's way back in.
So it might take a few trips to the old enemy fountain, but
take quite a few, I would say.
nice sides on the front lines.
Catch him out here. He's trying to bait.
Got buyback.
Spectre's trying to farm right now.
Yeah, get every
Just
last.
wants to hit a few creeps. Just a few, please. I just need a little more gold. That BKB is not too long off. Throws in the dagger from the side, but they just lose their timber. No real cost to that. And now he's hunting. He's looking for that Spectre. Does he get back to safety? 23 Savage, he's been cornered. Storm is almost out of mana, but he's got the cheese if he wants to commit it. Haunting, jumping all over the place. Reality everywhere, but the X will find you, pull you back into the claws of Fly. Bashes him, smacks him down, finishes him off. They've lost their Spectre, no buyback either. And this looks to be the end for Fnatic. A lot of superstar players, but IG just looking like the better team game 3. They're going to find this undying jabs. Will glimmer and stay alive for now, but buildings are collapsing. They already got mid. They'll get bottom 2. A 31k gold lead. Closing in on the GG. They're going to go for Megas. Straight to the top lane. No real answer from Fnatic.
Oh, yeah.
BKB by Moon. He'll try to fight it out. He commits everything for a stinking Shaman. He doesn't even get that. And now plunging back in his jabs. That'll be another death. Another Bloodstone charge. He's at 32 Bloodstone charges, almost matching the minutes in this game. Emo balling now 19-2-9. What a play.
Yeah, he has a rough mid lane, as you do. Storm playing against Lina, falls back, hits some jungle creeps, and then he shows up to play. Hell of a game from him. JT on Kunkka also phenomenal. He created so much space, was top of the net worth for like the first 20 minutes of the game, and it's great to see him on the playmaker.
Well, Fnatic, they last picked Spectre 7 months ago. They lost that game. They
Okay.
pick him again. They lose this game. Maybe Spectre's not
No
the
more
hero right
Spectre.
now. I don't know. But, man, just got to take your hat off to IG here. Minor champions, and looked a little shaky against EG, very overconfident. But, this game coming up polished down the stretch.
Yeah, they're a fun team to watch. Emo, he plays with some swag. He's an absolute fantastic young player to watch in this mid lane, and have some high hopes for them moving forward.
Well, it was a long and grueling series. IG, they'll come out on top. They'll get some lunch now. I don't know if Fnatic are still allowed to eat now that they've lost, but we'll find out and break it down more with Shiver.
Thank you so much. I'm thinking maybe another 7 months before they want to try that Spectre again. Didn't work out. All the eggs in a 23 Savage basket, and then the whole team is trying to rock the basket. That's kind of what the game felt like to me. Fog Tsunami. Let's break this one down.
JT and Emo are good at Dota.
They're
These
good
guys
at
are good at Dota. No, they're super active play style all over the place on the map. Like, yeah, absolutely like phenomenal play from them. And I go back to, I mean, the Spectre pick for me. We both, when we saw it, you even asked us, we were like, oh, Spectre. And you're like, well, what about the Spectre? And we're like, well, we don't really know why they picked the Spectre. It's not like anything glaring. They're not canceling some Blink Daggers or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a spectacular matchup he's got or anything. And they don't even know the core matchup. And then they pick Lifestealer, which is an excellent core matchup versus it, even though, I mean, Fly didn't have like the most spectacular game or anything, but he didn't really have to.
No.
He just got carried by Emo and JT, and then he was just like, yeah, I'll just do my job.
As in, he got in, and he got carried.
And he
there.
didn't itemize stupidly, because
Yeah.
there was a very real possibility. Like, he had the Midas, and we were both like,
Don't do the Radiance.
don't do the Radiance.
Do it.
And he went the Armlet Deso, and he was pushing, sieging, and comboing with his Storm Spirit very, very effectively. The Infest Bombs, even though they were not online earlier on, whenever you have like freaking 23 Bloodstone charges on your Storm Spirit at like 25 minutes into the game, you can get kills no matter what farm your Lifestealer has. Emo had a fantastic game.
Yeah, look at
19-2 and 9.
33,000 hero damage. Yeah.
That's
Wait.
ridiculous.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, 33,000 hero damage, and if you're looking at the hero damage on the side of Fnatic, nobody's even passing 20.
They
Like-
played super well. And Ice again in this one. I mean, they picked him the Timber again in this match, and what was he? 1-9, right? I think I saw there for a quick second. Yeah, 1-9 again in the game.
Yeah.
He's just
However,
getting
he only
punished.
died 2 times, but at 10-minute marks, I checked.
That's true. He didn't die that many times
But then
early
he
on.
died, 4 more times before the 20-minute mark, or
I have-
21-minute mark or something.
I have a bigger problem of where he's dying.
Okay.
To be honest, not like
Right.
how many deaths he has. It's just he's taking farm. I feel like from his Spectre a lot of the times, and he's dying in these situations. And I'm seeing like 23 Savage was jungling, hitting jungle creeps because his lanes were taken
Yeah.
by the Timbersaw, and I don't know. I'm definitely just seeing some bad habits coming out from
Yeah.
Ice, at least in these last few games, which maybe something's just off with the team and it's affecting him a lot.
I mean, it was a rough game for everybody on the side of Fnatic, maybe apart from
For sure.
Moon. He did okay considering how the laning stage went.
Moon did
But-
okay. I think DJ also kind of
Yeah.
was able to do a little bit.
But, 23 Savage got bullied hard in the lane. Couldn't get that much out of it, and it showed. For example, the fight that they actually won, they won one fight in mid, was actually good. They catch the Lifestealer right as he teleports out. But Spectre died in that fight at the start. Doesn't get
Yeah.
any of that, what they get back from it. So it's...
And you
Ah,
never
sad.
were able to kill the Storm. I don't think Storm died a single time after completing the Bloodstone.
No, he had the
Just twice.
Aegis the one
Oh,
time
yeah,
he did
yeah.
die, so he was like,
Exactly.
yeah, he ended with only like the 2
Yeah,
deaths that he had
so
early.
that was the beginning of the bad fight is whenever they dove tier 3
Yeah.
in classic IG fashion. But thankfully, the most important core survived. Lifestealer goes down. Or did the Lifestealer die? Oh, because he got Yulsed.
Later
Yes.
on, he died at
So- and
the
then-
further
And
chase.
JT died, and the fight started with the Shaman dying
Yeah.
because he jumped into a tiny avalanche toss. But so there's still glimpses of IG throw capabilities.
But more controlled than what
More
we saw
controlled,
versus
significantly more
EG.
controlled.
The growth is there.
Yeah.
I think you have to cover your. I think when you're playing versus Emo and you know how the way he likes to play, he's a very flashy. Like he's gonna carry the game. You have to pick more disables. He loves Ember. He loves Storm Spirit.
True.
2 games. This is back to back. They had a tiny avalanche and then the Lina stuns, and that's pretty much it. The game before that, they had Ogre plus
Rubik.
Ogre and Rubik, and that's
Yeah.
it versus an Ember. They do not have the lockdown for this guy. He showed it as well. He displayed how much he could just weave in and out of the fights easily because of that lack of lockdown.
And the reason they get that is because JT is flexible enough to play the Kunkka as offlane as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely.
So they can just pick the Kunkka and make people believe it's gonna go mid, but then switch a Rue, and then you're left with little little lockdown, too little lockdown
Which
versus
this game,
the spirits.
we're talking about Emo, and I guess also in his Ember game he did fantastic, but throughout the tournament, I think JT is still my star player for IG. He is the rock. I've never seen JT have a bad game, honestly. It was the Magnus game, but his hero wasn't really conducive to a JT style. You give JT a playmaker, I've never seen him do poorly.
You guys give him a real offlaner. Like
Yeah.
I think Magnus can be used enough. It's just not good. And
No.
that guy's a beastly playmaker. Why would you give him Magnus?
Yeah.
Like that's just not his style.
No, and it's also one of those heroes that we rather, regardless of which player is on the offlane, I'd
Put it
say
on a
you still
support.
want to see it as a 4 or 5.
Yep.
But that means the end of the road for Fnatic.
Does.
We're pretty critical, I feel, of Fnatic. They didn't have that much practice. They didn't have that many. Like, this is the only tournament they've had. They've had qualifiers for this and then this. What do you think is the future for Fnatic? They just got a coach.
Yeah. I don't like always like talking about like the changes and stuff like that, but they have had 4 of the same players for a very long time, and
Yeah.
things are not working.
No.
Like, sure, they brought in 23 Savage, but he played. Overall, I thought he did like the best he could. Maybe he could have played a little bit better in some of the games, but like the Gyro game, he was phenomenal.
All right.
It just
We're going to go see what the winners have to say about this match.
那你们是知道对面会选炼金而放出来的呢，还是说你们知道怎么去面对它？哦，我要翻译成英文。So here's JT from IG. I want to ask him about this game. The second game, Fnatic, they pick Alchemist. As we all know, Alchemist is very strong now. So is that you prepare for it, or you know how to face it?
Yeah, we actually prepare for it because for us, Alchemist landing is pretty weak, so we try to win the Alchemist land and then keep giving pressure and go to the jungle and then just place wards and then we try to smoke and gank the Alchemist so he cannot farm so well. Yeah.
JT 虽然是这个东南亚过来的这个朋友啊，但是他的这个英文跟中文都可以讲。那我们翻译给中文观众听。那刚刚说的呢，就是说他们其实是知道对面可能会选炼金，然后他们知道怎么去面对炼金这个英雄。就是说，比如说在他打野的时候，在他 farm 的时候，然后你做好视野眼，然后去入侵他的野区，然后去比如说开雾去 gank 他等等等等。这样的话，其实就会知道怎么样去打这个炼金体系。所以说 IG 其实是有备而来的。那么这一次 IG 换了一个卡师傅之后，是打进了 Major， 并且其实一直状态都非常的不错。想问一下你们这一次的期待在哪里 ？So IG, you play very good recently. What's your expectation about this Major?
We never expected much, but we try to do our best, like maybe get a top 3 at least. So we just try to do our best. Yeah.
我想，所以他们就是说，我们其实就是想尽力打到最好，然后我们是想打到前3名，对吧？我们的目标是前3名。当然了，我们虽然说现在就是还在败者组嘛，但是还是会努力打到好一点。好，那也是非常感谢 JT 接受我的采访，希望 IG 能够在败者组一路往前冲。
好，谢谢。
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, top 3 is the goal for JT. Yeah, you know, they didn't really think about it, but then instantly afterwards, it's like top 3. So they
I
did
don't really
think about it.
I mean, just, pretty solid placing, easy way into TI. I don't really like to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
curious
isn't
now
happy.
with Fnatic being eliminated if this affects Southeast Asia's slot allocation.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Droid did not do very well. TNC is doing well. Fnatic, I don't think this is a result that they should be satisfied with at all. So do they get 3 slots next time?
Do Southeast Asia have 3 slots?
Ooh.
Well, depends, right? Because if we're saying by the logic that Liquid and Alliance are top 8 at this major, we should have 5 European slots. That means they have to come from somewhere.
Come from somewhere.
Also, with IG making it through, same question, of course. IG top 8, meaning 2 Chinese teams are in the top 8 at this major. Will that mean that they have 3 slots for China? Probably.
The way I
Probably.
like this rearrangement is that the more slots you give to a major country or region, then the fewer they'll get for the minor. So you're saying that a tier 1, your tier 1 teams in your region will
Yeah.
make it to the minor, and your tier 2 teams will be more competitive in the minor.
What? I don't get it.
Okay, so
Wait, I'm confused.
this time they took slots away from Europe,
Yes.
Yes.
but they gave them in the minor. You got an extra slot in the minor.
They did.
So
Yeah.
if you take a slot away from SEA for the major, give them 2 slots, then give them an extra minor slot.
Sure. Okay.
And
Why
so
not?
and then your tier 2 teams are possibly more competitive. They'll be able to make it through
Yeah.
a minor, get more points, get more prize pool.
Yep.
And then once they get to a major, maybe they'll bomb out. Or if you're IG, then you just keep on trucking and keep on making your way to possibly top 3.
For Europe, then the question still goes: how is that going with the open qualifier
Yeah.
slots? But we don't know.
We'll
I
see.
do think Fnatic has a lot to think about after this tournament for them. A lot of practice to do before the qualifiers of the
Yeah.
next one.
And I think Gods also, he came over and he did correct me very nicely. You know, he's like, they replaced 2 players. And I'm like, that's right. They had Abed, and Abed went to EG.
Yes.
So apologies for that one. I know I was saying that a
But
couple
Moon
times
is a
there.
great player as well. So
And
it's-
Moon's also played with all of those players
Yes.
Yes.
several times. That's why, like,
Yes.
he's played with Jabs, he's played with Ice. Like, that's, yeah.
Which is why I don't
My bad.
I don't
Sorry.
think they should make any changes, at least until the next patch comes out. Even though,
I think that's that
That's
should
fair.
be good for all teams.
yes.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because no one knows what is, like, this is going to be one of those, I'd say yearly Dota changes.
Yeah.
And it's usually the patch after TI.
This one should be really interesting. What
Yeah.
we get. I mean, we're all looking forward to it so much. So, yeah,
I
that's,
think
that's a good point.
I
everybody
mean,
is.
Valve themselves were changing the qualifiers because they don't know how reliable the patch is going to be because so much stuff is going to change.
Yeah.
So that just gives you a taste of what
Yes.
is possibly to
They're
come.
expecting everybody to break the game.
Yeah.
And I totally changed everything that I said there about like changing rosters and all that. That's an amazing point, and I'm an idiot. And yeah, you should definitely wait until you see the patch and see how your team
Yes.
does on that one. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Now, IG, they are moving forward, and they are going to play the winner of our next matchup. And that is Pandas versus Beast Coast, which is coming to you right after the break.